Get all those hashtags in, my brother. I know it's early in the morning. Listen, right now, though, it's time for some gaming on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and I'm very excited for this one because I've heard some of our crew members say that this is probably the best game of the year as well. We're taking you to the Wild Wild West, a Western-themed action-adventure game called Red Redemption. And today's gaming action, Graham and Gareth Woods will be taking us through that game as well this morning. So stick around. If you're into your games, and especially the Wild Wild West, this is the one you need to be playing.
It is being described as the game of the decade. Red Dead Redemption 2 is here, and it is massive, getting 10s right across the board. Our very own Outlaw with a bow and arrow. It's not what I expected to see in your hands, Gareth. You're back, judging by your Insta feed and stories, you're getting into the vibe like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Is this worth the kind of hype that it's getting? I know we're in game season, so everyone's looking for the next big,
you know what,
best thing.
There's so much hype on so many games that you do kind of get like almost hype fatigue. If that's such a thing.
My adrenal gland is gone,
So certainly like it lives up to a lot of the hype. I haven't played through enough of it to be able to tell you like this is a 10 out of 10 or whatever. I don't like giving review scores, having only been about 8 hours in or so. But certainly on the things I have seen, it does deliver. So the story so far, really epic and engaging. Character development is super interesting. As you can see, the graphics are just phenomenal. What's crazy is I remember playing Red Dead Redemption 1 and thinking the graphics are like amazing then. And now you see comparison, you're going, oh my word, it makes the previous game look like a pile of mud in comparison. So
and the horse riding as well. It's amazing how I can feel the inertia, the movement of the horse. Do you have to have played one to enjoy this?
Not at all. So I mean, it does move on from the same universe, and some of the characters that you had in the previous game are here, and you kind of interact with them. But essentially, you're a brand new character. You don't have to play the previous one, and they kind of get you up to speed from a tutorial perspective as to how to use the horse and how to use guns and that sort of stuff. But
have you mastered the horse yet?
No, I've managed to do a couple of interesting dismounts, usually over rocks or over cliffs and that sort of stuff. But what I'm loving most of it seems like your actions have massive consequences. So it'll be the kind of thing that you'll help someone out, and then later on, hours down, he'll see you in a barn, buy you a drink or give you a gun, as people do.
Is it the Wild West? I know Rockstar obviously brought us Grand Theft Auto, which felt like the Wild West. Now we are actually in the Wild West. It's open world. It just looks so immersive. Is that the vibe here, that you've got to have the time to be able to really sink your teeth?
So I think for me at least, it's feeling like a kind of game like you need to be able to have a serious amount of hours to play. So if it's like 1 or 2 hours, I've been struggling when I've got short sessions to be able to get into it. But when you've got that nice long, session, then it really is that kind of immersive feel. You feel like you're part of the Wild Wild West.
That looks like someone you can help, or just
don't
terrorize him.
I think in this case, I'm having to collect some money that he owes a friend of mine.
Damn it, man! Come on. Don't do it in front of the kids, man. Don't do it in front of the kids.
I might. I've got no quarrel with him right now. I'll just go right off into the sunset for a bit.
What is it about this game that has grabbed the imagination, the attention, do you think? I mean, amidst so many amazing titles out there right now, why is it? Is it just because it's meme-worthy?
Yeah, look, okay, for one, it's Rockstar Games, and they only make good games. I mean, even when they made a table tennis game, it was really good. But I think the other thing is just there's nothing quite like it. I don't remember any other good Western games, and I'll patently say I'm not a fan of the genre. In terms of if they're Western movies, I'm not a huge fan. Kind of sci-fi's more my thing.
I'm not that fan as well.
But yeah, I mean, just from really go wherever you want. So I'll just open up the map and except over the cliff. And I mean, that's just what I've discovered in like the 4 or 5 hours I've been playing. But you can see as I scroll, it's going to keep going for quite a while.
Is there a common thread in terms of what you're doing? We love open world and being able to just kind of run free, but you want a core. What's the backbone here?
It is kind of dangerous, I think, open world games. There's almost, you've got to be careful not to let the player up to their own devices so much that it becomes like this kind of sandpit. We're like, okay, what's the point? Some games do it well, the Minecrafts and all that. They go, here's a world, create your own. But I think where the open world games that do really well, if you think of some of the games that done well, like Spider-Man and now Rockstar's Red Dead 2, it's because it's an open world, but there's enough of a narrative where going, you can do whatever you want, but we got you on this really epic adventure and quest that you're on, if you want to follow our main story.
So now I'm going to let you finish this mission. And I like the fact that you've got to be a real Outlaw, I'm going to now draw us away from what looks like an awesome scene unfolding there. Dude, thank you so much for immersing yourself in what looks like a completely immersive free world experience. If you're looking for a stocking filler, Red Dead Redemption 2, I think might be on top of that list.